It's Danielle here for Nellie and Clem, and I'm going to be putting together a layout today for issue number 18 of Retro Hip magazine. So yes, the issue is all sort of grow wild, so the theme's kind of, there's like loads of subcategories as well for this, so it's kind of like wildflowers and animal print and botanicals, feathers, sort of birds, and then a kind of general theme of like growth as well. So yeah, really lovely theme, beautiful colour palette for this particular issue as well, really kind of soft, springy, sort of floral vibe. So yeah, lovely stuff. I decided I'm going to do a 12 by 12 layout again, so I'm kind of getting slowly back into them again at the moment. Keeping them more simpler than I used to, where I kind of used to throw everything at them. I think that's why I fell out of love with them a bit, because I kind of went a bit overboard. So yeah, keep it simple, stupid, I think is the is the general theme. So no need to go crazy. So yes, I have just dropped a couple of little paint splashes in just watercolours. I just mixed up some paint, just this kind of pale pink and then like a turquoise as well, so because I want to kind of add some turquoise in. I'm not doing a sponsored post or anything this month, so I'm basically just using kind of bits of the printables from the magazine, and then just a mishmash of sort of stash stuff. So yeah, I'm using it as an opportunity to use some of the digital printable kits I've brought kind of for over the past couple of months through American Crafts. Have a website called AC Digitals, and if you go there you can download like loads of previous kits and just yeah, you can go to town. So it's really neat, because you can then just buy them all and then print them out on whatever you want. So you know, you can print them out in transparency, you can print them out on acetate, you know, colour cardstock, plain paper, like whatever you like, and just chop them all out. So yeah, it's really great, and it works really nicely with the Retro Hip printables as well, because I'm able to kind of colour coordinate to make my own kit, if you see what I mean. So yeah, with that in mind, I've got two, these two are from the Retro Hip magazine printables. See what I mean about the kind of soft pink, like a peachy pink, and then this gorgeous little yellow, mustardy yellow heart paper, which I'm in love with. And then I've got here, this is from Felicity Jane, I think this is Alexis, just like a polka dot paper from the kit. And then I've just got this little cute cat face print, which is from Cute Girl, an old American Crafts and crepe paper kit. So yes, yeah, so I've just got those. I kind of wanted just two patterned and then two more neutral sort of white but patterned papers. So I've just cut these up into little squares, sort of 3 by 3 inches, and then rounded off the corners, because I love rounding off the corners. So they're done. And then it's just a case of working out how I kind of want to build this guy up. So I've got a whole load, I've gone a bit, you know, I'm mad anyway, but I've gone particularly mad. Pulled out all of the different colour stamps that I have, because what I want to also use is this Retro Hip stamp set, which Andrea sent to me, which was very kind of her. So there's a few different bits and pieces on here, and you can get the stamp sets when you order the physical copy of the magazine. So if you head over to Retro Hip magazine website, then you can check out there kind of how to subscribe to the magazine, and then also how to kind of get hold of the stamp set as well. It's a really lovely stamp set, like really high quality. They stamp beautifully. So yeah, so I'm thinking maybe use like the florals, the hearts, grow, like have a little ponder on how to use these. I might do like a repeated stamp pattern perhaps on one of these, or like something in the background. I haven't quite decided yet, but I know I'd like to use this in the mix. So that's a plan. I also want to try to get some kind of floral jazz going on, so I might maybe either like cut some florals out of paper or like do something. So I do want to add a kind of floral element, and then I'm thinking that I'm going to probably add a picture of my cat Clem as a kind of like a growing thing, because she's turning 4. And I've got this, I wanted to use this cute cat paper anyway because it's gorgeous. So yes, I thought that might be like, I'll find a nice picture of her that kind of is either black and white or is going to coordinate nicely with these papers to add in the mix, and then just kind of, yeah, have some fun with just these 4 little squares. So even though there's only 4, I still want it to be like a lot happening, because I've got a lot of white area here to kind of take your eye away from the busy. So that's the plan. I've just got a couple of little bits here that I've kind of printed off, so there's like cute little cat, meow, and then like I've got some little scrappy bits here, so sort of I can chop out some little tab guys and things to kind of tuck in behind. This little dude, which again, you know, you could like tuck in little bits. I've cut that little 4 out. That's a cute girl, so I could do something with that, unless I can find another 4 knocking around somewhere. Just a couple of these little guys, because these are always lovely little beads to just kind of pop around the place. Yeah, and then I'm going to just sort of have a little look through my digitals and see if there's anything else that I kind of want to print out. There might be some like Heidi swap bits or something, because I downloaded all the Colour Fresh too, so that's what I'm thinking anyway. I've got some twine too, so I could do something with that. So yeah, just generally at the point of having a ponder at the moment, and then when I come back again, I'll have kind of a bit more of a solid idea of what I'm doing. You know how I roll. Anyway, I'll be back in a mo with yeah, a plan. Okay, sounds good. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm back, and as predicted, it's going to be one of those layouts where I change my mind 1,000 times, so welcome if you've not seen one of these videos before. People that are on this channel and have sort of subscribed for a while will be familiar with this kind of layout, where I say I'm going to do one thing and then change my mind 500 times. I have made these cute little flowers though. I'm really pleased with these. I just did like a little scribbly doodle of a little flower, and then just traced it around on a little sheet of this paper and just freehand chopped them out. And then I've got a tiny little circle punch, so I just used that to just punch out these little white circles, and then I've just crisscross stapled just with this Tim Holtz sort of, what's it called, mini attacher, something like that. I've been meaning to get one for ages. Tiny attacher. I wanted to get one for yonks, and yeah, I finally did it. I didn't realise they were on Ali's website, so yeah, I found one on there. I was like super excited to get it. So I've got tiny staples. So what I'm thinking is, instead of having 4, I'll do 6, and then I'm gonna do, instead of having one here, I'm gonna do like a little row of these little dudes, which are so cute. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of like try to jazz things up a little bit. I found a 4, like a chipboard 4, which is from Felicity Jane, like an old birthday kit, which the name escapes me, but yeah, I'll work it out and pop it in the comments. And then just another cute girl paper there with the cats on it. So I've got a little picture of my cat there as well, which I just need to kind of decide where she's gonna go. Probably up here, because I've kind of duplicated this, so I maybe need to whiten it up a little bit so it's not so matchy. I had a little go with the heart stamp, but I'm not feeling it, because I don't have a pink that's matches enough. I've got this old frozen vintage pink, but yeah, they're not quite there, so I think I'm going to do a separate little thing with the stamp set. I want to make a load of like journal cards with repeated stamp patterns on them, so I think that's what I'm going to do as a separate thing. But I might still add the stamp in the mix on here somewhere, perhaps in the background, with like a little kind of wording, or the little hearts just kind of pop some around. So yeah, so I still want to use it within this project, but not just not in the initial way I intended. I was going to sort of do repeated stamps on some of these, but yeah, because I don't have, the colours don't quite match, which is so annoying. But never mind, we'll carry on. So yeah, so I just need to kind of have a little manoeuvre here to kind of decide where I'm putting things, and then like what I'm going to layer on top of them. So yeah, so I just need to kind of chop that guy up, pop him down somewhere, and then I've got a few other little bits. I got this little recorded, which was a Heidi swap from Colour Fresh, so that might perhaps like go on something like a little guy, so I quite like that. I've got the little cat, which is also sort of turquoise. that little frame. So I've got a few sort of turquoisey and minty kind of bits too, so to kind of add in the mix, because it's always nice to have kind of like, I quite like having like 3 main colours and then like black and white. So that's kind of how I roll. And then obviously I've got a few different ones in here that I can also pick out too, like the grey. There's this kind of really pale little cream here. And yeah, and then like a brighter pink. So I've kind of matched up enough with things, so I'm quite pleased that, you know, most of it kind of colour matches quite nicely. So yes. So I just need to go away again and just work out what I'm going to do with a few other little bits. I was thinking about printing some bits and pieces on acetate maybe as well, and then or on transparency, maybe do a little bit of journaling and put that on transparency on perhaps one of these. So again, I just need to go away and kind of work that out, because you don't need to see me having a breakdown doing that. Okay, but when I come back in a mo, I'll chop that out. I'll have something else to perhaps go on these. I need to work out where I'm going to kind of put like Clem or something sort of to do with her, and then I've got these little bits as well. So yeah, so I just need to kind of work that out, and then when I come back I'll have a bit more of an idea. Okay, I'll be back in a mo. All right then, bye. Hello, right, I'm back, and I have kind of got a bit more there. I've chopped out some little bits and pieces. These are kind of a bit kind of colour fresh bits and bobs, so I've kind of cut out a little collection of sort of turquoisey minty bits, because I was thinking that on this one I could do like a little kind of colour block thing, so I could have like the date and then like a load of little bits and pieces that are all the kind of same colour, which might be quite cute to have like as a little running down thing on there. I did debate on like threading them somehow, maybe sort of putting some twine through them. I found a bigger actual proper die cut cat from the Cute Girl range rather than a digital, so I have that as well that I could perhaps use. I've got this little C that I found which kind of matches that kind of peachy pink, which was an Ali Edwards piece, and I've got a few like little bunny bits and pieces that are quite cute, so there's some, you know, I could maybe do something sort of cute with a little button. I've chopped out a few of the hearts from the printables from the magazine as well for this issue, so I've got those too, so there's sort of potential for me to do like a little kind of trio of hearts somewhere. And then I changed my paper and just put some more colour splashes on, because originally when I was going to have it in the centre it didn't matter that there were colour splashes everywhere, but when I kind of moved everything over to the right it looked a bit bonkers. So now what I'm thinking is to have like maybe a sort of like a load of different strips of the papers just on this side as like underneath a kind of paper, a big paper tear. So yeah, because I've got quite a few like different bits, so I could do something all along here, and then that kind of just draws everything back together nicely. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking now. Just do like a big fold over and then have them all tucked underneath, or just sort of higgledy-piggledy kind of staple together. So yeah, so kind of keep that, yeah, kind of a flow there, so it's not just like a big empty space. So yes, that's kind of where I'm at now. A little paper clip to paper clip that on, and I've got a few of those. Still quite haven't decided where to put those little dudes. I did have a doily, but then I was like, meh, so I don't, you know, I'm still debating on the doily. But I've got a couple of extra little bits and pieces. So I've got this kind of XOXO that I can tuck to. So there's a few bits knocking around. So now what I'm going to do is just start to actually glue things down, layer things up, and then sort of get everything kind of stuck in place, and then I can focus on this kind of strip here and how I want to do that. I think for these I'm going to do a little 3 in a row, and I'm just going to foam dot them down. I think is probably the safest way to kind of get them all there, and just give a time, because they're already textured, you know, they don't need bumping up or anything like that. I might raise these up on foam pads just slightly, just to give them again a bit more of a kind of, just a bit more of a chipboardy bumpy up, you know, it doesn't need to be much, just raised slightly. So yes, that's the plan. I'll be back in a second, and I'll kind of hopefully have everything a bit more glued down. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, bye. Okay, so we're nearly there now. I've stuck everything down. I've put all the little turquoise bits here. I stuck a little sweetest girl and just stapled it onto one of the hearts into the centre. I've got these enamel dots, which the mint, the sort of turquoise and the yellow and this pink actually all work perfectly with this. It's a real sort of spooky treat that they all just work really nicely. So yeah, so there's some citrus twists, so I've just sort of used those to kind of add a bit of kind of dimension to a couple of different places on here. Everything's glued down, and I've just kind of pushed up the edges of these little flowers to just kind of again give them that little bit more dimension. They look really cute. I'm really pleased with how that turned out actually. So yeah, so all that's left to do now is to just sort out this mess along this side. So what I'm thinking is sort of, ooh, okay, just sort of tear up the edge of this. Oops. Paper. I don't want it to be neat or anything like that, because again it's all sort of about kind of texture and, you know, creating that kind of extra little thing. I just kind of want to just staple it down. So there we go. So we've got to kind of fold now for me to kind of attach all this stuff underneath. And all I'm just going to do is just glue it down. So I just need to check the size before I do, because obviously one's like hand cut and one's actually cut properly. So I might just need to trim that one, because the hearts will be facing the wrong way. All these sorts of things you don't notice until you glue it in place, and then you're like, no, it's too late. So yeah, so I just want to kind of make sure I don't do that. Right, so I think that might be the only one though that actually needs to have that done. I'm just going to trim this up. Oops. So yes, thanks for sticking with me, because I know that these can be quite painful when I'm like this and I'm just kind of all over the shop. I'm going to glue that end actually. What do I need? What do I need? I need something a bit better than Pritt Stick. Yeah, I tend to, you know, sometimes these layouts kind of, when I'm not 100% sure what it is I'm going to do, they kind of find me as I go, really. You know, which is fine for me, but not for perhaps people watching. It's a bit painful sometimes. Oh dear. I get there in the end though, so you know, that's the main thing. Oops. But yeah, like I say, it's just about kind of building. Ooh, it's going to get stuck on the other side there. Building up as I go, so I can just kind of tuck stuff in. So just gonna, whoops, kind of fold underneath each other, and you know, it all kind of works. And if there's any gaps, then you just kind of, again, you just sort of fill them as you go. So I'll just get a line down to the bottom, and then secure that, and then I can kind of tuck in again. You'll see what I mean. Oh dear, it's all under control. Oops. Because yeah, I don't want to sort of seal this middle section, because if I do, then I won't be able to tuck anything in, so I just need to wait till I've got to the end, then flip it. Oh, actually, just a bit of that cat paper. This is the cutest paper. I think it's like I'm using like my favourites in this, because I mean, Andrea's made this beautiful yellow heart paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I'm in love with it. Oh, I need to stick one on the other end. And the Cute Girl range is like one of my favourite ranges ever. I'm just really bummed that I came to scrapbooking after it had been around for a few years, because I think it's like 2016 or something like that. And so I was, you know, way past that by the time I came around. And so never got the chance to get any of the kind of real bits. I did kind of go through a crazy phase of like visiting every mad sort of crafty shop in Europe and trying to buy up all the bits, which I did do quite well at. I've still got some of the papers, but yeah, I had to kind of rein that in the end because it was becoming so expensive with the postage. It was a bit of a loony situation. I'm just going to stick that on there to stop that from sticking to everything. So I just need to seal that down on this side. Don't need to do anything neatly because no one's going to see this bit. Yeah, you're seeing behind the curtain. Don't tell anyone. Okay. Oop. Right. So now I should just be able to kind of tuck some little bits and pieces in. So I'm going to kind of do that. You see what I mean about kind of higgledy-piggledy? Some things I might just need to still glue them a little bit so they don't just sort of disappear into the abyss. But yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just kind of like choosing, you know, to put things where you think it might look quite nice, and also where it will let you, because you know sometimes that's you go to stick something and it's just like no, you've glued that. It's not happening. And then again with this sort of thing, you know, you can add dimension if you want to. You can bump some bits up. You can kind of fold them at the edges and stuff to kind of create as much kind of texture as you want. Or you can not bother at all and just kind of leave things as they are. But I'm going to kind of like lift up some bits as I go, because I've been pretty reserved with these. They're all very neat and tidy. So I feel like I can go a bit to town over here. And I can also poke out some of these little bits beyond the edge of the page. That's the plan as well. Oops. Come on, you. And again, we're just sort of tucking everything in and tipping it up. I've got that really cute little XOXO as well, so let's try and find a home for that. It doesn't really matter if you go over something you've already done as well, you know, it's not the end of the world. I might just not tuck it in there. In fact, there might just be enough glue there to hold that. Yeah. There we go. Right, so we've got a little bit more cat paper. Might just round the edges off of that. But yeah, it's all personal preference at this point, so you know, you can do whatever you fancy really. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this. I know it's been a bit haphazard. It's you know, as I say, if you've hung around long enough, you kind of know that's how these things roll. They all get a bit chaotic. It's my thing. So if chaos isn't for you, I'm probably not going to be for you. Oh dear. I feel like I need a little bit more something. Let's just quickly chop off a bit more of this. I just don't like, I've got that little fold there and I don't like having that there. Call me finicky. Oh yes, and I should say that the best thing about having a printer is that I can print all these lovely cute girl bits and pieces off. I've managed to get like the digital kit. So I've just been able to, you know, I can print off as much as I like. I know it's not the same. It's not quite the same as the real thing. But if you have a decent sort of cardstock, then, you know, it's as close as you're going to get, basically. So yeah, it's as close as I'm ever going to get to the real thing, given that it's all gone now. My mum lovingly gave me like some of her little bits and pieces, so I'm indebted to her for that. Oh, you wee beastie. It's just, we'll make it happen. Tuck it, tuck it. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, I was going to do something with that, wasn't I? Just going to try to... pop a little bit more. I mean, this is just craziness at this point. You can humour me. We're nearly there, I promise. You can skip to the end if you just want to see the finished product. Because I could do this all day, you know, just sit here and play. It's the best. Oh, there we go anyway. Soupty-doop. Kind of hidden away most of the yellow, but there's some bits of it still poking around. But there we go. Let's just clear the decks a bit. And yeah, I hope you like that, and yeah, I hope you enjoy these videos that I kind of put together. I know they, as I say, they're a bit nutty and a bit chaotic, but we get there in the end. Anyway, I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all having a lovely scrappy weekend, and I'll be back again soon with another layout or something. If you want to check out the Retro Hit magazine, then I'll put the links below if you need to check that out, and they'll show you how to subscribe. And you can subscribe digitally, or you can subscribe and you can get an actual physical copy sent to you, and that's how you can get the stamp set. So yeah, if you go onto the website, all the details are there, and you can and see how to sign up, because there is a window for subscribing as well. So yeah, you just need to check out that you're within that window. Okay guys, lots of love to you all. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Okay, bye.